The Hindu Times, 22nd of September 2023, the most extended absence of a Chinese ambassador in India since 1976 has been almost a year. China is belligerent against India and is launching an all-out war on the Indian subcontinent. Due to the present impasse in China-India ties and the line of actual control, LAC, conflict, this is the most extended lapse in ambassadorial assignments since 1976. Due to the ongoing deterioration in ties resulting from the standoff on the line of actual control, LAC, the Chinese embassy in India will be without an envoy for a year by the end of next month. This is the most extended such lapse in ambassadorial posts since 1976. People acquainted with the topic stated on condition of anonymity that the Chinese side has not yet requested an agreement, or formal agreement, for installing a new ambassador in the embassy in New Delhi and that there are no signs of action on this issue. On October 26 last year, Sun Weidong, the previous Chinese ambassador, concluded his tenure and was named one of the 3 vice foreign ministers. According to the sources, President Xi Jinping has called new envoys to the US and Japan in recent months, but there has been no indication of when the Indian position will be filled. This happened at the same time when Xi sent Premier Li Qiang to represent China at the G20 summit, which India hosted. According to popular belief, the meeting was conducted online because the Chinese side had not confirmed Xi's presence at the SCO summit in July. This is not an accident, rather, it is a purposeful choice that is a component of China's well-thought-out strategy. One of the individuals above stated, they have appointed multiple ambassadors in the intervening year, and it is customary to have an ambassador in residence, particularly if a head of state is anticipated to attend 2 consecutive summits hosted by India. The reason China hasn't named a new ambassador may be a subject of speculation. Still, it's safe to assume that it has to do with the Indian side's portrayal of bilateral relations as abnormal and tense, the person stated, referring to the Chinese leadership's assertion that ties are on the normal track and that the border dispute should be addressed in the context of overall relations. The last time a Chinese ambassador was posted in India for a year or more was in 1976. A chargé d'affaires or a first secretary oversaw the embassy from the time of the border war in 1962 until the normalization of ties in 1976, except for a brief period in 1972. Chargé d'affaires Ma Jie has led the embassy since Sun Weidong's departure. As the ambassador is regarded as having the same status as the deputy foreign minister, the ambassador positions in India, Japan, the US, and the UK are among the most sought-after places for Chinese diplomats. Vice foreign ministers were appointed to positions held by Sun Weidong and Luo Zhouhui, his predecessor in New Delhi. Former Indian ambassador to China Ashok Kanta pointed out that India appointed Pradeep Rawat as its next ambassador in March 2022 and that both countries' approvals were often granted quickly. Referring to the normalization of relations in 1976, Kanta remarked, "This is a big missing link in the channels of communications at a time when relations are at their lowest ebb in 5 decades. He explained that this problem cannot be seen in a vacuum, saying, "This is messaging from the Chinese side that they are not comfortable with the present state of relations." India-China relations have reached a low point since the 1962 conflict due to the LAC impasse, and both countries have stationed roughly 60,000 troops in the Ladakh region. The Indian side has made it plain that relations cannot be normalized until the border regions have been brought back to peace.